104.5 The Team, your home for New York Jets football. Honored here live at Bristol to sit down with Mark Brunell. Now, I got to go fanboy right off the rip.
Okay.
Your Jacksonville team, I did not see them coming.
Neither did we, Jeff.
Well, and now Derek Brown is on our show regularly.
Yes.
That's his favorite team. Like, as much as he knows I grew up a Raiders fan and we're on your New York station and all that, he talks about your team religiously. Quick Derek Brown memory.
Yeah, well, Derek was as much to so much of our success had everything to do with guys like Derek Brown. Great guy, hard worker, big tight end, and became one of our core guys very quickly. We had a lot of success, and Derek Brown had everything to do with that. Great in the locker room. There's guys in your career that you look back and you're like, man, I'm glad I had an opportunity to play with that guy. Derek Brown's one of those guys for me.
Really?
And yeah, he's a...
I'm never going to hear the end of this.
I know you won't,
right?
but he's just such a good guy and a great presence in the locker room. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about him. I miss the guy. We had a lot of fun in those early years in Jacksonville.
He should have been with us, but you know how he is. Sometimes you can't get him in a car.
You know what? He's
big league now.
He's a diva.
He's
just kind of big time now.
Thank you.
One of those former NFL guys that think they
brings in the Notre Dame helmet all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
good career.
One thing he always talks about is that year at Jacksonville, where you guys go to the AFC Championship game, a players-only meeting that turned the whole season around. Do you have the same recollection of that players-only meeting?
Well, there's over the course of the season, you probably have 3 or 4, depending on how things are going. If I'm not mistaken, Derek's talking about the one that kind of came in mid-season when we were maybe 4-7, 3-6, around there. We were struggling. Expectations, even though we were just a second-year expansion team, we were a better team than our record indicated. And those players-only meetings are very important because it's an opportunity to get the coaches out of there. The leaders step up and say, listen, guys, we're better than this. We need to be better professionals. Obviously, we need to play better, work harder. And many times those moments can become a turning point, and that's exactly what Derek's talking about. It was a turning point for us. Pretty soon, we rattle off 5 in a row, and then we get into the playoffs. But I do remember that, and it was a good moment for our team. It was a turning point, and it was important to have because those meetings can be very critical.
Mark Brunell joining us here on 104.5 The Team, Levack and Wolf. Mark, Tom Coughlin was your coach.
Yes.
Recently comes out that he's still got the itch. He wants to keep coaching. Do you see him still coaching? And if so, where would be a good fit for Tom?
Listen, he's a future Hall of Fame coach. He's won 2 Super Bowls. And you're only as old as you feel, and Tom has always had a lot of energy. He's a grinder, he's a worker. He knows how to put together a football team, obviously. And if it's in his blood, it's what he wants to do, and I think he would offer a lot to another organization. He still has a lot of good coaching left in him. I've got a lot of respect for Tom Coughlin, and if he thinks he can do it, then he can do it. I think he can get a job next year, and we'll see how it goes. But he's still certainly capable of winning some football games as a head coach.
Mark Brunell joining us on your home for New York Jets football, 104.5 The Team. Ryan Fitzpatrick saga. How does this play out?
Oh, gosh. How it plays out, I don't know. If you asked me, a couple months ago, I would have said, oh, well, they'll get a deal done. They'll figure it out. We're at the end of May now, and I want it to play out where Ryan Fitzpatrick's the quarterback for the Jets because, Jeff, that's their best chance. He had a very good year last year. Now, he makes good decisions. He's a good leader. I remember talking to Nick Mangold about him and said, hey, what do you like about Ryan? Because I was going on the air, and he says, nothing ever rattles him. If there's a bad play, quarterbacks have to have a short-term memory, and that's Ryan. Bad play, listen, I'm just going to move on and get to the next play. But he had so many good plays,
right.
And just a great year. He needs to be the quarterback for the New York Jets. Hopefully both sides, however they work that out, it has to happen because, listen, they want to win football games like all the other 31 franchises, and their best chance of winning football games is to have Ryan Fitzpatrick as your quarterback.
If he does come back, if he does sign, will you teach him how to slide?
No. No. You know why? I mean, I could try, but he probably won't listen. Quarterbacks, they have every intention, like an Andrew Luck, have every intention of playing smart, throwing it away or sliding, but in the heat of the moment in the game, especially when if it's 3rd and 5, and you think you can get it, you're not sliding.
Right.
You're trying to get it. You're willing to sacrifice your body to get the first down for the team, and that's Ryan. He's a competitor. He wants to win, and what I love about the guy is it's not about Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's about his teammates. He's that kind of person. He's that kind of quarterback, and yeah, you have to play smart. But trust me, I've been there. In the heat of the moment, you just can't help yourself. You try to get as many yards as you can.
Mark Brunell joining us, 104.5 The Team. We talked about the Giants a little bit, Tom Coughlin, but now for the first time since Tom Coughlin took over, it looks like they might carry 3 quarterbacks. Is that, as a quarterback, does that get a little crowded for Eli?
No, actually, you know what? In the quarterback room, I liked having 3 quarterbacks. When I first started, everybody had 3 quarterbacks.
Right.
You just had 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Now there's practice squad positions that a lot of teams will use. But the more the merrier in that quarterback room. And this is a pretty physical game. Guys get beat up, and you want to have you obviously need a backup. You need a 3rd guy. But this day and age, I think most teams, Jeff, are taking 2 quarterbacks because they want to use that roster spot for a special teams guy or backup linebacker or an extra receiver, lineman, whatever it is. Every team's makeup is different, so you don't see a lot of teams having 3 quarterbacks on their roster. It's rare. If I'm a general manager, I want 3 quarterbacks because listen, the backup is only 1 play away, and pretty
right.
soon that 3rd guy that maybe is a young guy, very little experience, he could be on the field in just a short amount of time. So I like the idea of 3. Doesn't happen very often.
But before we let you go, I know you're really busy. I appreciate your time. What do you think has been the success? Why is the success happening with Eli and Ben McAdoo in this new offense?
Well, it starts with the quarterback. Jeff, if you have a quarterback, you've got a chance. You've got a chance to win. Ben obviously is a very good football coach, and Eli's a very good quarterback. And it reminds me of when I was in New Orleans. We had a very good quarterback in Drew Brees, and we had a very good coach in Sean Payton. And that dynamic, that relationship goes a long way, and I believe they have that with the New York Giants. That equates to a lot of wins. If you've got a good quarterback, a good head coach, a system, people, good supporting cast for that quarterback, you're going to put some points on the board. You're going to win a lot of games. And everything I've heard from Eli about his head coach is nothing but respect. He speaks very highly of him, as he should, but it's genuine. And I think he likes working for him. I think he likes the new system. It's very quarterback friendly, very quarterback efficient. And it's a very good tandem, and I think the Giants are fortunate to have both.
Mark Brunell right here on the Bristol campus with us. If Fitz doesn't take the $8 to $9 million, you still look good. You in? You gonna run the Jets?
Jeff, I'm done. I have nothing left. Listen, if they call and want to put, I'll even be their 3rd quarterback. That'd be fine too. But no, they're in. I'm hoping they get Ryan, and that would be ideal for everybody. If not, they got a couple other guys, obviously young guys that could step in. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But again, I can't say it enough. Fitz needs to be the guy.
Mark Brunell right here on the Bristol campus. Thank you so much, Mark. It was great talking to you.
Jeff, I enjoyed it. Thank you, sir.